Hello and welcome. In this video, I will be reviewing the A&E docuseries Inmate to Roommate. This series follows 9 willing participants as they open up their homes and allow recently released inmates to come and live with them while they get back on their feet and get re-established and reacclimated with society. These recently released prisoners are needing someone in a safe, stable environment to help them readjust to society. And a lot of these participants are allowing these prisoners to come into their home. They don't really know them. They don't have a clue how these people live and vice versa. And on the flip side of that, also the recently released inmates, they don't know who they're moving in with either. So it can be a disaster on both sides. You know, nobody's perfect. The first couple that we are introduced to is Analisa and Vada. They are a married couple living in Seattle. Analisa has a grown daughter named Deasia, and Deasia is from a previous relationship. So Analisa and Vada, they start off a little rocky. During their introduction, Vada, who is 58, he tells the producers that he and Analisa met at a foster care training. Analisa says no, they did not.
No, we didn't. We didn't? No. I was introduced to Vada through a mutual friend of ours.
Anyway, they both agreed to let someone come straight out of prison move into their home. Analisa said that she and Vada made a promise to their friend Pee-wee, who is Mark's uncle. They made a promise that they would take care of his family if something were to happen to him. So I guess something happened and they want to honor that request. That's why they are allowing a prisoner to come into their home. And they have never met Mark. They have no idea what kind of guy this is. They've never met him before. He's not really related to them at all. They just made a promise to a friend that they'll take in, their family. And that's that. So here's Mark. Mark served 7.5 years and he was charged with robbery and firearm possession. Before Mark was released, he said in a phone call with the producers that he really doesn't know too much about Analisa and Vada. And he said that he has been incarcerated for so long that, quote, "we're gonna party until the sun comes up." And I don't understand who we are. I don't know if he's referring to Vada and Analisa. I don't think they're going to be doing any kind of partying with him, but I don't know. We'll see, right? Oh, and he also said that he might be someone's worst nightmare.
We're going to party until the sun comes up. I might be someone's worst nightmare.
Wonder what made him say that. Like, what made him come out and say he might be someone's worst nightmare? He hadn't even got out of prison yet, and he's already talking reckless. So Deasia, Analisa's daughter, she does not like the idea of her parents bringing home a stranger that is an ex-prisoner into their home. She has concerns and she wonders if he's going to reoffend again while he's living there. Her mother, Analisa, says that that's a risk that they're willing to take. I wonder why she's going so hard for this guy that she doesn't know. But yeah, she's willing to take a risk. And this is a dangerous risk. Analisa then goes on to say that she is not the one to play with. And if Mark wants to try her, we will see just who Analisa is. So I think you need to wait until you see who Mark is, Miss Analisa. He already said that he might be your worst nightmare. Vada and Analisa are having some people over for dinner. Analisa's friend Rose and her godson DJ are stopping by to discuss Mark's arrival. DJ thinks it's weird that they are allowing some random prisoner into their home, and he asks them what Mark's charges are. They let him know that, Mark is in there for robbery and having a firearm. And, everyone's kind of shocked, like, whoa, I guess they're wondering, like, what are you thinking? What are you guys thinking bringing this prisoner, this convicted felon, into your home?
You're just inviting criminals in.
But anyway, as they're sitting around the table talking about Mark, he just happens to call. You know, they set these programs up. They probably scheduled it like that. But anyway, Mark just happens to call while everyone's sitting around the table discussing him. And he speaks to Vada and Analisa first. And then Deasia snatches the phone and she's talking to Mark. She's like, hey, how are you? And he's like, how are you? How do you feel about me coming to live with your parents? And she was like, well, I don't know you. And then he proceeds to flirt with her. He starts off by asking her, how tall are you? And she says 5'9". How tall are you? Now, I was surprised that she asked him that question in return, but I mean, I think she was caught off guard too. So I don't know what she should have said in that situation, but it kind of sounded like she was flirting back. But like I said, she was probably caught off guard. Anyway, so she proceeds to ask him how tall he is, and he says 6'4". And then she just starts laughing. Everyone starts laughing. It was awkward.
Honestly, I don't know you. I'm 5'9". How tall are you?
That was really bold of him to come out and flirt with her like that. And it might have even been a little bit disrespectful because he doesn't know these people. He's never met them before. He didn't know if Deasia is married, if she's in a relationship. He just doesn't know what's going on. So the producers, they asked Analisa and Vada how they felt about Mark flirting with their daughter on the phone like that. And Vada said that he didn't see anything wrong with it, which is surprising to me, but he didn't see anything wrong with it. He said that Mark is in prison and it's natural for him to want to flirt with a woman when he hears a sweet voice. And Analisa, she didn't like it one bit. Analisa said that she did not like how Mark was flirting and she will be monitoring that situation. So after dinner, Analisa, Vada, and Deasia are preparing to drive for 4 hours to pick up Mark from the prison. Deasia is going to drive her mom and her stepdad to a hotel that is just outside the prison, and then the next day they'll get up and go pick him up when he's actually released. While they are getting ready, you can see that Analisa has all these snacks and toiletries kind of laid out for Mark in his room. She has everything set up, I guess, as like a little welcome package for him. And they are packing and just kind of getting prepared. And then you see them in the car actually traveling. And they're discussing Mark, as to be expected. They're talking about his arrival and what to expect. And Deasia lets her mom know that, she's nervous. And as they get closer and closer to picking him up, her stomach starts to hurt. She's really nervous. And her mom just kind of shuts her down. Like, we're picking this man up and that's the end of that. I wish you would be more supportive. I wish you wouldn't have such a negative attitude about it. And you're looking at this all wrong. And I'm thinking like, no, Analisa and Vada, y'all are looking at this all wrong. You guys are not being cautious enough for me. They're not being cautious enough for me. Y'all don't know this dude. Y'all made a promise to his uncle. Yeah, but you don't know Mark. You don't know who you're bringing into your home. And so I understand why Deasia has concerns, and I can't understand why her mom is just riding so hard for this guy. She's just not having any negative talk, but whatever. So, the next day, so, it kind of skips a little bit. So we see the next day they pull up to the prison and they're just kind of waiting around. And then you see Mark is coming down this long road. He's walking down the road. He's been released. They said the cameras are not allowed on, prison grounds. So they had to film him from afar. But he's walking down this long road, to which Analisa greets him first. He greets her with a hug and he lets her know how excited he is to be home. He's smiling from ear to ear, and so is she. Then he greets Vada next with a firm handshake and a hug. And Vada tells Mark that he is looking good, and Mark does look good to be coming out of prison after 7 years. I see his t-shirt is fresh and crispy and white and bright. I also noticed that he's not all tattooed up. It seems like they always have a lot of tattoos when they've been incarcerated for a long time like that. But during Mark's little one-on-one with the cameraman or the producer, he tells them that he is grateful for Analisa and Vada. He's grateful that they are allowing him to live in their house while he gets, on his feet, gets back on his feet and adjusts to society. Analisa says that she is so happy to see Mark. She said that he has shown her nothing but respect. And Vada says that he feels like family. And you know what? They have only known him for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 max. Then they're saying all this already. So finally he meets Deasia. After flirting with her on the phone the other day, they greet each other with a friendly handshake. And while they're standing there talking, another car just kind of pulls up out of nowhere. And 3 girls jump out that car. They run up to Mark and they're hugging him and they're excited to see him. And Mark is standing there looking like he is so surprised. Like, I didn't know you guys were coming. Like, what's going on? I'm so shocked. And he's standing there looking crazy. And he later reveals to the producers that he actually arranged for a menage a trois or a little threesome to happen.
Sneaky leak, whatnot,
And I guess the girls were supposed to show up earlier. And he was gonna, do his thing with them. And then Vada and Analisa are gonna come pick him up a little bit later. But the timing was off, and so now they're all kind of standing around looking awkward. Analisa, Vada, and Deasia are looking like, who the hell is this? What is going on? Actually, Vada, it was so funny. There was a little scene. I noticed Vada smiling. It's like he knew what was up. It's like he's seen the girls and he knew what was up immediately. The smile on his face said it all. But you can tell that this did not sit well with Analisa.
I don't know who these young ladies are.
She says that she feels played, she feels lied to, and this is not a good way to start. She said that she doesn't know if Mark is going to come home with her or if she's going to go home with those girls. She says she doesn't trust him. See, he hadn't even been out for a full, 30 minutes or an hour, and already they're off to a bad start. In just this short amount of time, he has flirted with Deasia in front of everybody, being disrespectful in that way. He doesn't know them. He's arranging for threesomes and menage a trois, like right outside the prison. Like, you could have at least got home and got situated and then made some calls and made some arrangements. And I wonder who those girls are anyway. He says that those are his home girls, but I wonder if he knew them before he was incarcerated or if these are some girls that he just met, during his incarceration. Because he's been down for a long time, 7.5 years. So I just think it's interesting how he was able to get 3 girls to come up there, to drive all the way up there to that prison to get him right. And I'm sure he ain't paid him shit. He's broke. He's a prisoner. But, actually, sometimes they do be having money. I can't say that. All prisoners are not broke, believe it or not. But that's a whole different conversation. But either way, I can tell that Mark is going to be a problem. So I think this is going to be an interesting season. And I am looking forward to seeing how this unfolds. Thank you so much for watching. I will be uploading new episodes on a weekly basis. I am working on a new episode right now, actually, that I will have up in just a few more days. So I hope that you will come back and check that episode out as well. And if you enjoyed this commentary, please give me a like and subscribe if you want to. Or just feel free to come back at least. But I hope to see you again real soon. Have a good one.